You're live.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, Zelam. Welcome to Convince Me to Read the Book series. It is so great to have you with us, and we are so excited to continue this session with you. Now, first of all, of course, let our viewers know about a little bit about you. And
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, Nidhi and the Pebbles for having me here on the conversation. Yeah. So a bit about me. I was since childhood I was a reader because my grandfather was into education and he always pushed me to read good books, to read numerous books, and this is how I cultivated the habit of reading as well as the how to weave a story. My
okay, okay, I think we lost her. We'll just wait.
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, yes, you are audible. Is it fine?
Yeah. So yes, yes. Uh, um, okay. I think there are certain glitches, because of the electricity and
Yeah, yeah,
power cut. But yes, to continue,
absolutely.
yeah, to
Yes, yes,
continue, I would like to. Sorry.
definitely continue, please.
Yeah. So to continue, I would like to share with you that after I belong throughout to the education, background, and then nowadays I am like I have left the job and all, and I am independently working on the storytelling. I am an independent storyteller, and I am a visiting faculty at the Maharaja Sayajirao University here in Baroda for the Department of Journalism and Communication. So I groom the students there for storytelling as well as the script writing, the screenplay basically, as a part of their curriculum.
Okay, that is
And
that is
I
so
also have my 11 books published, out of which one of the book is this Beyond the Words.
okay. 11 books. That is very awesome. Really. Yeah, I
Thank
didn't.
you.
I knew about this one, Beyond the Words, and I was so excited. But now that you're saying that you have 11 books, so we are going to talk a little bit about those as well. If that is okay. Yes. Right. So, awesome, Zelam. And as you said that you are in education background for quite a long time, and that you have published 11 of the books. Could you also tell us what the experience of being an author for so long and writing so much have been? Because that is what we want to know really well.
My experience as an author. So actually, see what happens is, as I said, that I have been born and brought up in a background where Dadaji himself had his own books published. But then there was a lot of social work, there was a lot of traveling that he did, and he always suggested me to read new books. The thing is, I took it seriously when he was no more. It is an irony, but wherever he is now, I think he keeps on blessing me, and that is the reason I am a published author now. The thing is, see, relationships have always been my forte since my childhood. I have seen that I don't want to go out to search the stories. The stories are very much around me, and it is the bonding between the relations that are around me, starting from the family as a first unit of institution that we come across since childhood, then the friend circle, the college days, and everything that because life is an ongoing process there. So I think each individual has something, and you are a part. You have to play a role in somebody's life as well as somebody plays role in your life in this journey. So it is always a two-way learning process, and that is the reason I have focused my most of the stories around the relationship, the mentoring, and the changing perceptions of looking at the relationship from a very different and very diverse kind of an angle, which we usually fail to. So, yeah, that is what I have learned from my immediate people around me, my family members. And that is what I try to incorporate in my books and my stories as well, through my characters.
Right. Yes, yes, yes. As you told me earlier that your book was the part of which you wrote in the book Beyond the Words was about friendship and relationships, and as you said that everything that you write about and speak about it are those things. So could you also tell us a little bit about what Beyond the Words and friendships and relationships have in common, the mental part?
Beyond the Words is basically a story about a relationship where two different persons from two different worlds. They have their own worlds that they live in. They come into contact with each other, and sometimes some human beings come in our life and they teach us a lot. So I remember this was during, and this has a story maybe. This was regarding it. It started initially when I started to pen down. It was in 2016 when I had someone in my life, like 2015 to 16, I had someone who inspired me to write basically. And then all of a sudden, what happened was, that person went away. And the thing is that has impacted me a lot in terms of how I perceived myself and exactly what went wrong. So I had in that I had poured out my heart out in that story, and I wrote everything about it. But one point I came and I stopped writing it. I did not know what should come next. Because that person has already left from your life, so you don't know what to write further. And even at that time, I was very naive, very, not that much that, this should be the climax and all those, because I don't want to think, because it is not going to happen. And then I thought about it. Later on, I kept the story as it is. I did not even open it. 2020 was to be very precise, September to October 2020. You must be remembering that was the time when we were all into the families and all those things. That particular time, I had my first spiritual awakening, wherein something, a very driven force, it pushed me to again, mysteriously connect to Daiso publication, and it came up with, are you do you want to write a story? We give you the platform to write, and it should be 5,000 words. I said, wow. But then I thought what to write, because I have not written anything all the period of time. So I thought, let me, again reopen the draft. Again, I reread the story, the draft, the entirely I wrote. And then again, at one point of time, I came and stuck, what should I, write further? How should I take it further? That particular point of time, I had a major epiphany that the person who went had his own journey also, had his own struggles also. There is something that is still unresolved here. You go ahead and complete this story. This was something very, very prompt from the universe, and all the signs, synchronicities, everything led me to write. And maybe you won't believe me. I mean, I know that you believe in these spiritual practices and all those things. I started I took the paper. I asked universe for the help that you only now I completely surrender. You tell me what to write further. I just had one thought and I started scripting it, and it all went up and the story was completed with a notion that it had a point of view from the person's angle who left.
So that is quite hard to
So
actually, yeah, because as you said, it was a sign of from the universe, and you are also like considering the other person's point of view because, yeah, as you said, at that moment, it was like I don't know anything at all, and all of a sudden the universe just tells you that no, you're doing just fine. Just one push, that one push is all you need to actually just gather yourself back up and start. So that was very inspiring, Zelam. It was really, really everything that I could relate to actually, and definitely very, very, very loved everything that you just said. And you have quite the like hold on your words because yeah, of course you're a storytelling coach, if we can summarize it in that. So everything that you said, I was just like, okay, wow, and it just flew by so swiftly, and I loved every word. And I'm very sure that you have that story as well, that you have written it in a similar way, right? So definitely, I would want to know a little bit more about, okay, friendships, spirituality. You talked a lot about these things, so I'm sure you believe in spirituality as well. So, as an author, what was it that you said that push you required, or that moment of depth where you just couldn't grab the pen, but then you did, and like as from an author's perspective, how was that feeling, or how was that experience?
see, the time when this epiphany happened, I'll tell you, it was, of course, it was a major lockdown thing in the nationwide. So, we all were pushed to experience our relationships, very close knit relationships with each other in our homes, right? So at that point of time, this came as a trigger that कैसे होता है कि हम रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में इज इट ओके इफ आई स्विच द लैंग्वेज इन
Yes,
बिटवीन
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ओके because it becomes very easily to connect even with those audience because there is a twist here which I am going to explain and this will help somebody to understand. So while writing this story, as I said that this perspective from the other person's point of view, we have always be in a society wherein जहाँ पर हमको ऐसा लगता है कि somebody if he has done something or she has done something and it has hurt you, then it is that he or she is at fault. But we never choose to, see from a different angle, and we never are ready to listen to what that person also, has. He also has. We never accept those things in a nutshell. So the thing is कि ये समय जब था तब we actually I understood what are the demands of relationships, right? Even if you're like I lived with my parents, but then as they are also aging, so there are different sides which you did not know till now. So during that time, I came to know and I said that "Shikha, we have been missing this in our writing, and I should bring out that particular point of view which will justify the character. And it is not about playing the blame game. It is also understanding from his perspective. And why not to give that thing? I'm not idealizing here that relationship ऐसी होनी चाहिए. I'm just saying that अगर अभी तक एक perspective को पकड़ के रखा है, तो आई थिंक एक बार के लिए चेंज करके देखो, हो सकता है वहां पे बहुत बड़ा and there is a lot of forgiveness here. The moment I shifted my perspective, the moment I wrote it, it brought a lot of healing. It certainly did. The areas that I was triggered to, I did not now even trigger at those points. In fact, it is like, I smile at it and I thank the universe for giving me this change of chashma to look at the things.
Yeah, it is always like that, that change of perspective and all, but also that I personally do not consider it easy thing to do, right? Because to view things from someone else's point of view, from someone else's opinions, it's quite hard, and it takes a lot of time, and not always the same time for everyone. Because as you could just know that, okay, in my life, this person was not actually the bad person, and it's okay that it was their decision and whatever else. But in their life, it something else would have impacted like that. So how do you think that, okay, if something like that happens to me or anyone in this moment right now, how do you think that they should react, or how much time they should give this feeling to go away? Because abandonment is a very strong feeling. It just stays and it kills you from inside. So what do you think or could say about that?
Yeah, actually, I understand this completely, understand and relate to it. Took me 3.5 years to come out of it. And
Yeah.
I'm not kidding here. I'll be very frank and straightforward. The thing is, I understand what people have gone through, must be going through. But just a small suggestion from my end, if I can just give, keeping the things to yourself will not change the circumstances. It will only take you to that particular point time and again and hurt you again and again. Rather than that, if you are in good terms, give it some time. If you are good in good terms with that person, you are still reachable, you are still in contact. Have an open conversation, a heart to heart conversation. Because what happens is जब झगड़ा होता है या ऐसा कुछ बनाव होता है तब वी आर इवन स्मॉल एट अवर टेंडर एज, हमको इतनी सारी समझ नहीं होती है. उसके बाद बहुत सारी समझ आती है एंड वी टेंड टू गेट मेच्योर ऑफ इट. सो आई थिंक जब हम बहुत अच्छे स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में आ जाते हैं कि जहाँ हमारा अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे से हो जाता है, so maybe that is the particular point where you can reach out and at least make peace with that particular feeling which hurt you in the very first place. And then it will not haunt you. It will not, because I have made this process. I have addressed this issue in this particular book, in this particular story named Agatuk. Where there is a meeting going, the two people. They, am I allowed to share?
If you want to, definitely.
I
Yeah.
will not sharing the entire story, but I just want to give the this, since now you have come up with the question that if somebody
Yeah.
wants to come, if somebody is in this situation, then I think having a healthy conversation with that person, because see what happens is, if you have gone through all these things, then even the samne wala insan is also a human being. So
Yeah.
he also has his own struggles and everything. Yeah, unless and until if it was very toxic or abusive, I will not suggest that you still go, and if it is that, then you have to make peace with your own self. And the basic thing of making peace with yourself is finding a new way of joy that brings you calm and happiness. At least join, at least ऐसा कुछ hobby या ऐसा कुछ that keeps you alive. Do that. That is the best way of self love that we can practice. And yes, coming to the story, the doubts will be cleared only if we make the efforts to shade away all the fog from our thoughts and belief system. So, but then yes, we have to make the efforts there. So the
Yeah.
story is about making those efforts, coming to fruition of that particular meeting, how they meet, how that person, the boy explains his point of story, and how he has grown up in his life from that particular incident. So this is a flow, and then one particular person will understand, अच्छा इसके साथ भी ये हुआ है, तो now I am okay. It is not like मुझे कोई bias या I don't want to show here that I want to, there is any competition and I want to put somebody down. It is that once you understand, then it is on you, that it's okay. Like it will mitigate your fear or your triggers or your insecurities for some time, and then you go ahead and make the peace. Okay, I understand this kind of.
Yeah, I guess that. Well, it still requires work, and it requires time and efforts and everything. So yeah, do everything that you feel in the moment, like feel it as well as you understand it, because your perspective is also something that should be considered, and others perspective is also that something should be considered. So, and all of those things, after you say that you have an understanding of all those things, and still it's okay to feel it hard to move on or anything like that, right? It is quite so, and like having this much experience, the way you say all these things, you're just making them sound so easy for me to understand and just consider. Okay, it should be seen like this, and I should do something about this or that. And yeah, I am very much into how way you are saying all these things. So could you also tell us, or just how are you making it so easy? How is storytelling so easy for you? How is it just that your words are making me understand everything that you're saying? It's very very
See, I
interesting.
have
Yeah.
it is very it is very easy. It took me 35 years to come to this
Okay.
stage. Maybe 35 to 36 years. I'll not count the childhood days, but there was point of time in my childhood where I had a lot of loneliness. I have seen a lot of
Hmm.
loneliness. I have seen a lot of I have no word for that, but I have seen some phases of my life that left me to question my own existence. Yeah, right.
Okay.
So coming from that, हमको एक पॉइंट ऐसा लाइफ में आता है कि हर किसी को ना अपना दुख सबसे बड़ा ही लगता है, राइट? So the thing is, the moment we ask ourselves a question कि यार इससे पहले वाला जो था उसमें से निकल के तुम यहाँ तक आई हो, तो तुमने ऐसी तो कोई जरूर बात है कि तुम वहां से निकल के यहाँ आई हो एंड अभी नाउ यू आर डूइंग गुड इन योर लाइफ, यू हैव चोजन योर सेल्फ टू लिव अगेन, then why to again go back and then it is a constant reminder. It is not just one thing, one type, or एक बार ठोकर लगी तो there is no guarantee कि दूसरी बार नहीं लगेगी. Only the thing is you mature with age and you have different perspectives. As I said, I have seen my relations very closely. My grandparents, my parents, just a small thing I like to tell you. My parents, were from a different cultural background. So there was a lot of adjustment required. So I've seen growing up all these adjustments that come with it. It was not always a goody goody thing. It also had hardships in it, and I have seen that closely. So I know कि अभी ये चीज रिपीट नहीं करना है. I know कि broad vision कहाँ से ले आ सकते हैं. You don't need to go out or read extra books. The experiences are enough around you to make a note of it and practice it, what you want. And see what happens is we can only manifest a good thing which we desire for ourselves only if we are clear from within us that I want this thing because I deserve it. Now you have to make the efforts to from within you have to make this effort and you start living that way so that it gets manifested
Yeah.
outside in the external reality.
Yeah. Within
So
yourself,
that
it
is
is
it. It is
manifesting
not simple.
outside.
Again, I am telling you, it is not simple. You
Yeah.
have to make a effort, but with a positive way. If you see, we have one life, but so we have
Yeah.
to make the most of it. So why to focus on something which is focus on good things? No.
Definitely. Yeah. That makes things so much more better. Yeah, and yeah, the way you are telling all these things, I can just relate to everything, and the way you are giving me examples about things and stuff. That is what I was talking about. The way you are just telling, like it's not talking. It's actually a storytelling, and you are just taking us to one part to another in such an ease, and like just like a river that's flowing without anything in between. And even if there are like rocks and stuff, it doesn't feel too harsh. So uh, yeah, I am absolutely like it's just so great. You're gracefully putting every word, and to have uh, to be able to read all these things from you would be just fascinating. And I would definitely consider picking up your book, and I would definitely consider just reading it, going through it, or anything it is, if it is beyond the words. And as you said, that you have written like 11 books, that is quite a lot of books. And I just could you also tell us, like, how was it writing all these books? Like, what did you were you able to write in within a span of a year or two or more about all of this?
See, my first book was published in 2021. It was, I think, March, February or March. And then the next 6 to 7 books they got published in 2021 itself. In 2022, I had 3 to 4 books published. The thing is, there is a constant need to excel yourself in certain areas. See, first
Mm,
book, I had my all these years of experience I have put. Then I challenged myself for the second book that again with the Daiso publication that you should do something you which you recently learned after that book got published. फिर वो success आया तो कैसा लगा, and then now how it is treating you, how are you now a human being, and how can you see with every success that comes now. I think that there is a added responsibility also because people look up to you, and I had a lot of students then as a part of my life, as I was a student counselor also, where I used to counsel the student. I used to, you won't believe, I used to even counsel them in the matters of their own personal relationship with their parents. And the thing is, it gave me a lot of confidence that, if I can be of some help to somebody and it is going to contribute in bringing up their life and making a smallest of a difference in their life, then why not? So I make it a point before writing each book. It is a conscious effort that I will write something which will help. At least it is going to reach out to people who needs it. So yeah, but again, there will be a point of relationship involved in it with a different genre. And let me tell you, writing a love story is the most difficult thing. Why I'm telling you, it is very. I started as writing a thriller and suspense, but writing emotions takes a lot of toll out of you because, and again, it's not it is this emotion that is affecting me. It is that emotion, but while you pen down for your character, then you have to justify it, why it is nudging it, why is she happy, why is he tolerant, and all those things. Now you give a definition to it. So basically, you create a universe for it, and then you have to take the responsibility that if somebody is going to follow your footsteps through these characters, that इसने ये किया तो इसको ये help हुआ, तो why not me bringing this change in my life? Then it has to be a conscious effort while writing also. कि किसी को mislead नहीं करना है, किसी को अगर मार्गदर्शन किसी का करना है, then it has to be something. It has to be in a way that it is realistic also, and it is approachable also. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Like, it is very hard to actually, in the reality, just have emotions and to consider them, acknowledge them, and to just write them in a book. It's very, very, very difficult than it actually seems. So that is what I've been talking about all this time. That you have been doing such a great job, and like, all of a sudden, it's like, what about the other person? We are doing our best, but what about the other person? And that is all that it comes down to. And writing all these things, having a lot of characters and giving them emotions and all of that. Authors are just awesome to be able to do such things. And yeah, you have been such an inspiration, Zinam, for like, even if someone watches this video, this live, they'll just, I'm definitely very sure that they'll more inspired to be an author, more inspired to be a reader, and it would just make their day because it made my day. I love listening to these things. I love all the experience that the authors on the series share. And yeah, I have been very, very blessed to be able to have you on this channel and have you talk about all these things. And I will definitely maybe I loved everything you said about Beyond the Words, your book, and I will definitely love to know more about all the things that you have been doing in future or you're doing in present. So yeah, I am definitely convinced that to read the author Zelam would be my just it would be my go-to thing to if whenever I'm feeling down, whenever I'm in confusion about anything. So yeah, that has this life has impacted me in that way, and I'm so grateful to for you to have made made time to do this. Yeah, thank you so much, Zelam, for coming on this
Thank you so
podcast.
much, Nidhi. Thank you so much through your platform. And yes, once you said that, even I am grateful that you are picking up the authors. It is very easy for, the forums to, get the limelight. But then, actually inspiring them to speak about their journey is a very important thing, a very genuine thing that you guys are, you at Capable are doing. And that's really, it hats off to you guys. Thank you so much for covering the author's journey here. And just see, I would like to share here just a small footnote and an important note for all the viewers that relationships are easy. Don't consider them that difficult. It is only one thing, and that is how you express. At least express. Speak up. This is what I have been always telling to each one of us. Whatever it is, pick up and express. That will definitely help you out in your life, and it will heal you also.
Yeah, it is this very simple thing just to express, and really, when you said it, it just okay, it hits you like okay, I had to do only that. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing all these things, and thank you so much for appreciating the capitals. And yeah, and
Thank you so
before we
much.
do, yes, yes, yes. So there is one last question that we ask all of our authors on our platform on this series that we have this journal. The Capable has the journal called My Little Book of Affirmation. So here is that journal. And if you
Wow.
were to ask me one question that would convince you to get this journal, to write in this journal, what would that question be?
If I'm not, so sorry, I did not get the
So
question. Can you just
there
repeat
is
it
this
for me?
journal. Yeah, yeah, our journal, My Little Book of Affirmation. And we ask authors to ask me, you have to ask me a question that if I answer it properly, it will convince you to read the book and convince you to get the journal.
So am I, okay, I am supposed to ask you a question.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Nidhi, just let me know, how do you, these affirmations, how does one, actually put it into practice?
Put it into practice. Yeah, that is quite the thing to do because okay, for me, what I do is I have been constantly in touch with my affirmations because it has helped me get a lot of self awareness. Now, it's very easy to get swayed by people's words towards you. It is very easy to just have their own perspective, think that, okay, this is who I am. But that's not actually what it is. You have to figure yourself out. You have to know yourself. You have to know your emotions and stuff. So you have to acknowledge all these things. And affirmations is something that has helped me do that. If I am doing something like, okay, someone told me this and I'm accepting that this is who I am, affirmations have helped me remind that, no, you are doing this. Do not get into that. Do not get into that mindset. Just stay true to yourself. Even if someone is telling you that you do not look the way you think you look, it's their perspective and that's completely fine. So you have to be constantly in touch with yourself, you have to constantly be aware. And these affirmations have helped me do just that. And that is all of my experiences that I have put in this journal, and that's what it is. So that would be my short answer to this. Would it
Oh,
convince
I'm
you to this?
convinced. Yes, I'm totally convinced. Why I'm telling you, I can relate this to it because I also journal my thoughts and my experiences as
Yes,
well as the dreams. The thing is, it really helps you to shape up yourself, to shape up your mind, and look forward to yourself, challenge yourself at times, and then, counting upon your blessings. That is the biggest thing that you can do to show gratitude towards all the things that you have had, in your life. So
yes,
maybe you're doing incredible things, as a human being also. Keep shining, keep prospering.
definitely.
From my end also, if you need anything, I'm just a message away. So keep doing these things. I'm always with you. I am sure that one day this platform is going to
Thank you
shine
so
out
much. Yes,
in a very prosperous way. I wish you all the best. Keep pouring in all these positive affirmations and keep supporting yourself. Keep growing in your life. It was fantastic to talk with you and connect with you. Thank you so much.
yes. Definitely. Same here, Zelam. If you ever need anything, I'm one text away. And if you ever really require, and actually we are not that far, so maybe we can connect in person as well sometime. So if there is anything, and definitely if you ever come up with a new book of yours, you can definitely contact me and just we can do another live with this because I love chatting with you and I definitely want to do more of such things. So we are convinced
Sure.
to read author Zelam, and we are convinced to get my little book of affirmations as well. So I have put all of this
Yes.
in the description of this YouTube video. So anyone watching this can just go ahead and get the books from those description, and you can definitely follow Zelam on her Instagram page as well. It's Kabhi Kabar, right? So that is also a very
Yes.
nice
Kabhi
name
kabhi.
for yes. So yeah, that was it for our live today. So this has convinced me to read the book series, and I have
Thank
a
you
lot of
so
videos.
much.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We'll do more such videos every Saturday, so stay tuned, everyone.
Yeah. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye, Zilla. It was great
Bye.
talking to you.
Same here.